Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, you know that your FEHB, your health insurance through the federal government, is one of the best benefits you have while you're a working federal employee. There's tons of perks, but in retirement, is it as good of a benefit? There's a bunch of changes that actually happen. Is it still a great benefit? That's what we're going to dive into today. And if you're new to the channel, so good to have you. My name is Dallin Hawes, financial planner who serves federal employees just like you, and I absolutely love it. So long story short, let me summarize it for you. In retirement, FEHB is incredible to have. It is amazing to have. Now, there are some changes you definitely want to know about, but overall, it's still a fantastic benefit. It's one of your best benefits, in my opinion, in retirement. But let's talk about some of the big changes you definitely need to know about. First is taxes. Right now, whether you knew it or not, you get actually a tax deduction for your FEHB premium. So let me give you an example. So let's say your salary is $100,000. That's how much you take home right now. If you pay about $5,000 in premiums every year for FEHB, you get taxed as if you only made $95,000. They come out pre-tax from your pay. You don't have to pay taxes on that money, which is fantastic, okay? However, in retirement, this changes. You no longer pay with pre-tax dollars. You have to pay with post-tax dollars, which, long story short, all that means you no longer get this tax deduction. So if you have $100K worth of income in retirement, your taxes if you made, of course, $100K. Now, you may have other deductions, other things, but just for health insurance, that's what it would be. You no longer get the tax deduction. Now, what about the premiums? Do those change for you in retirement? Does the price go up when you retire? How does that work? Well, good question. So right now, as a working federal employee, the government will pay anywhere from 70 to 75% of the premium. So, for example, if you're paying, let's say, $300 a month in premiums, okay, the government's probably paying $1,000 some a month in premiums for you on your behalf to pay for the plan you have. They're paying a huge majority of the premiums. Now, does that go away in retirement? The answer is no. The government will actually continue paying the same amount in retirement as they do while you're working, which is one of the greatest benefits you can ask for, because many private employers actually have great health insurance while people are working, but it's super rare for that employer to continue paying a huge part of the premium once they retire. Normally, they'll let them keep it, but they have to pay, 4 times as much, which isn't worth it. But for FEHB, you don't have to worry about that. You get, as a retiree, a federal retiree, you get the same premiums that active federal employees get, which is fantastic. Now, next huge perk of FEHB is, even in retirement, you have open season, meaning every single year in retirement, you can change plans if you want. If a plan's working well for you, great, keep it. If it's not, make a change. Or if things are coming up like Medicare, maybe you want to make a change to a plan that is more Medicare friendly. Now, that's one of the big changes, of course, that many people experience in retirement is Medicare comes into the picture. And what does that change? Well, FEHB acts for most people kind of like a Medicare supplement. Okay, don't use those exact words because that's not exactly what it is all the time, but it kind of acts like that, where you have Medicare and then FEHB is going to be your secondary to basically pick up everything else. And I've got whole videos on whether you need Medicare or don't need Medicare, but long story short, most federal employees do use Medicare. And it can be incredible coverage to have Medicare be your primary and FEHB plan that merges well with Medicare to be your secondary. It can be great coverage. So for all of these reasons, FEHB, even in retirement, is fantastic, okay? The government pays a huge part of the premiums. You have open season every year. You've got access to tons of incredible, great plans. And again, once Medicare comes into play, it often makes sense to jump on Medicare as well, because your FEHB will work as a great supplement to what Medicare already covers. So I hope that's helpful. Give you some context of how valuable FEHB is while you're working and in retirement. And I'll see you guys in the next video.